Hi everyone, I'm Steven.
And I'm Sam.
We're gonna play a game called Word Drop, where each of us has 3 words or phrases on these cards that we have not looked at yet, right?
Nope.
We're gonna try to work it into a conversation as casually as possible, and I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. So I think that summer is probably one of the worst seasons of the year. I mean, I know people like to go to the beach and go to the pool and swim and blah, 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 whatever, but for me, I hate it because I'm always sweating. I could just sit there and just sweat. And then people are like, oh my God, you're sweating, ew. I'm like, it's not my fault that I'm sweating. It's just my body. So like, I'm sorry that it's not easy for me to like cool off my body or cool my body off, you know?
Yeah, I mean, especially living in Taiwan, it is really, really hot. And in the summers, it's not just hot, but it's also humid. It's so wet. And so it's like, okay, I already have to deal with how hot it is. And now I have to live in like 100% humidity? That's like crazy.
Yeah, but one of the best ways to go about it is just to be in a room with like air conditioning and just sit there the whole day and just be like, I'm not going outside. That's what I do during the summer, which is why my electricity bill is always like skyrocket high. But it's just like the only way that I can resolve the issue.
Well, you know, that is one way that kind of humans have learned to handle the heat is they kind of, you know, we've got this air conditioning and all this kind of stuff. But if we didn't have those things and we still lived in this kind of climate, then we would have to just, you know, adapt.
Adaptability. Sometimes it's really hard to do that because like when you're adapting to things, like your body and your mind naturally is just like, I want to like, you know, do something like to keep everything the same. I want everything to just to be exactly the same. It makes me feel more comfortable when everything just happens and I can predict it. It's just scary when everything's changing all the time. I just like things to be more consistent.
Oh, okay. So you are somebody who kind of prefers consistency and you prefer air conditioning and you prefer all these kind of like creature comforts. And so you must have a really hard time living in Taiwan where it's hot and wet and crowded and you constantly need to change and kind of adapt to what's going on, right? So for me, what I think is a little bit interesting is that luckily, since we are humans, we are able to figure out all these different ways to adapt and change. And I think that's something that really makes our species interesting. So yeah, I think that that is a really cool thing.
You're right. But I do love living in Taiwan though.
I do too.
Yeah.
And